Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Damiana. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great too. Nice to meet you. So excited to talk to you about this new solo project. Your first solo single, Silver Lines, comes out tomorrow. How are you feeling?
I'm excited. It's a not new but new experience.
Right. And how did you decide to start a solo project? And when did you start working on your music?
I started working on this project on January, past January. It's hard for me to say like when did you thought about it because I never actually thought about it. It was always something that in when I started making music, I was not planning to be a solo artist or to be in a band either. It was just like, let's see what happens and let's see what my career brings to me. So after almost 10 years with the band, I felt like this was the right moment.
Right. And you've worked with Labyrinth for this first single. How was working with him, and how did you decide on the sound for this first single?
Well, working with such a big artist, it was beautiful, of course. It's always beautiful to be able to share this work with other people, especially if they're people that you respect a lot. Also like it came about with a coincidence, so it really felt like a blessing from the sky, like and it was very early on the process of the album, so it was like I don't know, a message from above that I was doing the right thing. Um, and it's just beautiful to see how talented and meticulous some people can be, but without having a hugely inflated ego at the same time. We had a lot of talking about how to blend our voices in the mix. But he's been incredibly accommodating and like easy to work and talk with. So
Okay, and I was reading the press release for your new single, and it mentions that this is a highly personal new era. First of all, is there an album coming out after this, and what can we expect in terms of sound and themes?
not right after this, but yeah, this is part of an album. I don't know what what we can expect because I don't think uh like the larger audience, like of course my diehard fans, I think they're gonna understand pretty easily where all this comes from because they know me. But for the general audience, I don't know. It's gonna be like for sure very different from what I did with Maneskin, but this is just a natural consequence, and I just hope it's gonna be enjoyable more than interesting.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you this. If there is something you felt like you weren't able to explore with the band and that you will now explore with this solo project.
Of course, I'm able to, just go for the thing I'm thinking when I'm solo. It's not about compromising with the others. It's not about having green lights from everybody. And it's also about being more personal. I don't think it would be fair to make my point of view bigger than the others band members' point of view in what concerns the band. So it's it's just um it's just a different point of view. This is totally mine, and I think it's natural that it's different.
And between you and Victoria both pursuing solo projects in parallel with the band, there was some concern about Måneskin coming to an end between fans. Should fans be worried? Talk to them right now.
No, fans shouldn't worry. They worry a lot. They always worry, but
All right. Um, and Victoria told me that you guys were super supportive of her DJ career. So what's the attitude toward your solo project too?
Yes, they are super supportive. Like when I started DJing, we were always organizing party together where I could play and we were always together. So it has stayed the same because like every time I play, they come and we have so much fun.
It's going. We don't talk about it much, but I'm sure that they're supportive.
Okay. And now Måneskin has been hugely successful worldwide. And I feel there were a lot of expectations toward the band, especially in the beginning, like if you were, as if you were somewhat expected to save rock and roll or something like this. Is this something you felt too? And how have the last few years been to you as the frontman of a rock band?
No, I never felt like I was entitled to save anything, honestly, and it's hard to say because I don't want to be misunderstood, but what was a blessing in the beginning with the band having such a recognizable identity, it kind of transformed into a limit for me because at one point I felt so much the expectation from everybody around me to be that thing, to be the frontman of the band, which is, of course, it's what I am, but it's also what I am. It's not just what I am. It's hard to deal with when you are the lead singer of the band. So I think part of this project is also to answer to that.
Right. And can we expect features on this new project? I feel like it would be cool to see you working with other artists, interacting with other artists. Is this something you expect to do?
I always think that music it's better if it's shared. So yeah, I plan to do it.
Right. And what are your expectations for the reception of this new project?
I don't have expectation. I actually the whole meaning of it is now I'm responsible for what I put out. So anyway, people are gonna take it, even if they take it in the wrong way. It's not really gonna hurt me because I decided to say that thing. And so if they misinterpreted that, it's my responsibility and being in control of what you communicate. I think it's, for me at least, it's very important, especially to deal then with criticizement, because when things are based on hypotheses and some things that you never said or done, it's way harder to prove them wrong. But if I said it, I said it, and I have evidence. So now it's in my hands.
Okay, and now really quick back to Silver Lines. I would like to know why did you choose it as the first single? Like, how does it represent this whole project?
Silver Lines is one of the first songs that I wrote for the album. But at the same time, if we see the album as a journey, it's the last stop of the journey. It's actually what I was aiming for. So when I wrote the song, it was a lot about a sentiment of hope, and now it manifested. So for me, it was important to start with this song because it's like it resumes the the whole project in the whole sentiment of the project in one sentence.
Right. It's curious to hear you talk about this because I listened to it earlier, and it felt like it was the intro, like the version I heard at least there is like this intro at the beginning. So I thought it was the beginning of the album maybe. And
No,
you're telling
it
me,
is like in a musical way, it is the beginning of the album, but
uh,
in a sentimental way, it's like I'm starting to tell the story from the end.
all right, Damiana, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Wow.